All right, it is 7:03. I will call the December 12th Newcastle Select Board meeting to order, and we'll start with the pledge. Oh, back over here. Pledge allegiance to the flag,
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, do we have any amendments to the agenda? Moving on to the minutes of November 28th, 2022. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved.
Moved by Tor. Do I have a second? Seconded by Karen. Any discussion on those minutes? Good. All right, all those in favor? All right, passes 4-0. Moving on to item 3, or item 5, public comments not on the agenda. Do we have any public comments not on the agenda? No, nothing now. All right. Okay. Moving
Saving it for
on.
January.
Moving on to new business, 7.1, scheduling of late December. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I was like, we did that already. We have no new business. We just have our town manager's report.
I'm gonna ring the dog license bell again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
due by February 1 to avoid a late fee.
I did mine by
Thank you, Tor.
did you get charged for the year you missed?
$6. What do you mean missed a year?
Did you miss a year?
No,
Oh, I missed.
I was late last year, but I'm up to date now.
You missed your- I'll report back about missing a year thing.
They're gonna lower the hammer on you.
Yeah.
Town offices will be closed in observance of Christmas on the 23rd and the 26th. This is because Christmas falls on a weekend this year and we usually close for the eve and the day. So this is giving those holidays. Broadband, before our next meeting in January, as you all authorized me to do, I'll be applying for the Reach Me grant with Tidewater. And I'll keep you updated when we submit the app. Comprehensive plan, the amended comprehensive plans due to the state of Maine planning office no later than January 11th. Before this happens, we'll want the comp plan committee to review the proposed amendments, which are designed to comply with the state's requirements. Michael from McCall has been diligently working on this for the past several months. And while the content and vision of the plan is not going to be updated, his work will assist the town in complying with the state's requirements so that hopefully we can get this approved and on the agenda for town meeting.
Do we know how close he is to?
He has a whole list of proposed changes that we need to make to comply, and he wants to go over those with the comp plan committee before he formats them in. So,
What do you
We're-
think the timing is on that, Sarah?
we'll be doing that within either next week or the week after.
Okay, all right.
I was talking to him today about scheduling that.
Or who's the current? You're on.
I've been running that committee
Yeah,
and, so it's me, Kevin Houghton, Rob. And Ren.
So just educate me, what's the process? So we're gonna try to get this so that it complies with all the state requirements.
Yep.
What about changes that Isabel's recommending?
She is not. We're contracting with McCog. They're focusing solely on the comp plan. Isabel, I'm going to be meeting with Isabel and Michael to go over his proposed changes. So her recommendations will be folded into his, that he presents to the comp plan committee. So once the comp plan committee signs off on these changes, we'll submit this to the state by January 11th. I don't know when we'll hear back. We're supposed to hear back within a certain amount of time, but I think they've been delayed in recent years with that. So when we hear back, we'll then need to have public hearings and put it on either a ballot or the town meeting warrant for approval and adoption if all goes well.
So
and
her
they approve
tweaks
our
will be
plan.
included as well.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I think by and large, it's just including state data that needs to be like some, details, references and, data sets that the state wants to see. So it's a lot of just sort of tedious stuff. And this is kind of have him gone through the process now for years, and knowing what we got, what our deficiencies were the first time.
Mhm.
It's a little frustrating because it's like the state has all this stuff available for public view, but they kind of want you to regurgitate it in your comp plan so that there's
They want us to make our comp
reference.
plan more. I want to say meaty. It's not meaty. It's just
Yeah,
a
it's
lot of more stuff in it.
a lot of more stuff. And so, by and large, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. Conceptually, there shouldn't be any changes.
Okay.
So,
Do we know how this is gonna come back with? Just like a list of things that we insert? And then the question is, how do we?
Michael will handle that. So I already have the list of things that he has noted need to go into the plan or rearrange so that it's in a format that the state will be able to easier find. And then he'll input it for us.
Okay, so it'll be like, the idea is we'll get stamp ready, document,
Ready to go.
send ready, document.
Good.
Okay.
Yep.
That's all. Cause yeah. That can be
Time consuming,
hard sometimes. Yeah, so that's great.
especially where the comp plan's written in InDesign. It's kind of a specialized program.
That's
You
why.
want people that, yep,
Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
Michael knows how to use InDesign.
Okay, so that's great. That's a,
Yeah.
cause yeah, we were just talking about this and. It's great.
He knows Isabel's learning. YouTube's great.
Okay,
Upcoming meetings. So I was thinking. We've talked about changing the way we discuss budget. And moving it up so that we're talking about the budget departments that we can sooner rather than later. But first and foremost, I was thinking if you're all amenable that we revisit our goals that we established in August and kind of pat ourselves on the back for the things checked off and review the things that we maybe want to add or change, or what have you, what all of your priorities are going into budget season, and then maybe do that the first meeting in January, and then start with budget talks during regular meetings beginning in January, starting with departments that we know the figures for. There are some, of course, that we always have to wait until we get enough data to make budget recommendations for, but I think if we start with things like our provider agencies, which they have to have requests in by January 1, like we'll have the final figures for that. Admin should be an easier department to do. Public Works may have to wait a bit because it's dependent on prices of materials and labor. Schools and county, we have to wait until we get those numbers, but if we start, we can maybe chip off some of the quicker departments, but it's up to all of you how you want to pace it out. I know you've all talked about moving things up in the past so that we're not having like 3-hour budget meetings in April. I thought this might be an easier way to pace it.
It sounds like a good idea.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, spread it out.
and our admin is gonna go up because we ended up doing that outside. So it's good to get
Yep.
pieces as we go.
Okay.
And then the CLC ambulance, but that's already set. It's
Yes.
voted on with that format. It's gonna
Yep.
roll. So we have that to.
Yep.
and then-
Maybe we have to budget two separate amounts, I guess, because we've got two different, they're on a calendar year and we're not, so. So we'll have to
Well, we just do it.
tweak it.
We just do, it still all works out. We pay it all in the same year.
Okay, yeah,
So it's all,
that's right.
that's all straight.
And I'll talk to department heads and see when they'll be ready
Mhm.
to present. I'm not sure. I'll meet with Casey and see if he will be ready to have an earlier one. Cause I think fire might be one that we could, tick off. Good, quicker. Easy. So, yeah, that's the plan for January. We won't meet for a month, but when we start, we'll kind of start
We'll jump in with both feet.
Yep.
Jump in with both feet.
And on that line, we still have no date or time for audit.
We have sent in our audit commitment, so we're set to work with the Bruins,
Yeah.
but they haven't given us a week yet that they want to work on it.
Okay.
From what I understand, everyone's behind again.
A sarcastic hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be good to maybe, I mean, maybe even reach out to see if there's anything. we can do preemptively. Please, really. Something possible. Hey, look, we need to get things as possible. Why don't you come to us first and then stay about you have anything on the town manager report questions? Moving on to the town warrant for 302,327.70. Do I have a motion to accept? Karen, or a second? Second by Tom. Any comments, questions?
It's all our normal stuff.
All those in favor of approving the budget or the warrant?
Yep.
All right,
Sorry.
Passes 4-0.
It's too bad it was so warm into November. We had to pay for mowing in November.
I know.
All right, and I'm just gonna ask for a motion to go into executive session under 1 MRSA section 4056 D contracts and A personnel.
Moved.
Moved by Tor, seconded by Tom. All those in favor? All right, it's 4-0.
So